Now it's time for Straight on the Point with Jesse T from some undisclosed location somewhere in the world. Now, ladies and gentlemen, here's Jesse T.
Well, it's good to be back with you. Hey, the Brown Beauty is back on duty. It's time for the Jesse T Show. Yes, we are on the air and everywhere from the community to the world, and we are broadcasting all around the huge network that we're putting together here, of course, on thepowerofvoices.com. That's www.thepowerofvoices.com. Saying hi to our Facebook friends right over here. Hey, Facebook, how you doing? Good to have you along with us. Adjusting the light just a little bit here to get a little more light on you. Thank you very much. Yes, facebook.com/Jesse Terrero. Good to have you on the line with us as people are starting to check in. Also saying hi to our Instagram live audience at Jesse Terrero. And thanks all for having us on. People are already checking in there. We'll say hi to you guys in just a second. If you want to check us out, you can check us out on thepowerofvoices.com on our vast radio network, the global radio network all around the world and America. We're broadcasting live to you here on the radio as well on the social media network TV we put together. Let's kind of count the websites here. We got about 25. I don't get them all. I always forget some of them, but of course the big ones are facebook.com/Jesse Terrero, and we can't forget about Straight on the Point and the Power of Voices on Facebook, so check them out at www.thepowerofvoices.com. That's our radio feed, our foundation audience. Saying hi to our friends on Livestream and Periscope, also Tumblr, Twitter, LinkedIn. We can't forget about friends on Google+, Pinterest, Diggy, Reddit, and so many more, as well as the audience we're building now, our primary audience that we're trying to build as large as we can this year in 2018 is a YouTube audience. So we podcast live there on YouTube, Jesse Terrero channel, easy for me to say. So we do broadcast live there and podcast afterwards. It automatically archives up, so we want you to kind of check that out and pass the word along. There's about 500 or 600 videos of all kinds of things that we do here on the Power of Voices and, of course, on the Jesse T Show. And boy, did we have a good time last night. But first, let's say hi to Jesse Earl Leppert, and Arlene McClang has us on. Thanks a lot, guys, for having us on Facebook. And Charles R. Young, Rod Smith checking in already. Good to have you guys along. And Erica_Bell_Boo. Erica Bell Boo. Hey, I like that. Erica Bell Boo. Bell Boo Bell Boo. Interesting. I like Erica, though. That's a nice picture of you there, Erica. You little bell boo, you. Oh, yes. And Monaco French Restaurant just checked in on our Instagram site. We'll wave at you. We'll say, hey, what's up? And Izzy Camille just checked on in. So thanks a lot, guys. Peace, love, happiness, lots of money. So, yes, live long and prosper. Spaco, yes, Vulcans, volcanism, volcanoes. Yes, there's a whole thing behind that. It all radiates from the Jesuit order. I'll have to explain that to you one day. But that's a whole other topic. Last night, Dan the Man, the Traveler Man, and I, yes, Dan the Man, we were out at the Laugh Factory last night, and we posted up our live presentation. It's live right now on our Facebook. At least it's archived, so you might want to check that show out afterwards. Oh my goodness, did we have lots of stars out with us? Tommy Davidson, Louis Anderson, Ray Parker Jr., Bill Withers, Lean on Me. Yeah, and we can't forget about other great comedians like Chris Robinson and Mr. Carter, Boom Boom Washington was there. We also had Jeremy Piven, the great actor from Entourage. Jeremy Piven was there. We had some great interviews with all these folks. Ida Rodriguez, another great stand-up comic. And let me see, who else was out there? There were so many people. It was just nonstop superstars. The tour buses were going by. Channel 5 was there, TMZ, Extra, and of course, The Jesse T Show on KTN TV and Radio Broadcasting Podcasting Network. We were there live and in person doing the things that we do only the way I know how to do it. That's like me, Jesse T. And so we were in and out and all around, talked to the audience members. It was just a great time. Invite you to watch that show. All for a great event to fight cancer, sarcoma cancer to be specific. Only 1% of Americans get sarcoma cancer, but it's a real bad one. And we were out there raising money and helping them along. Also, earlier we were at the Greek Film Festival, the 12th annual Greek Film Festival. Dan, the man, and I were doing the big fat Greek wedding. That's right, we were eating Greek sandwiches and drinking Greek soda. Whatever that was, it sure was good. It was this grapey kind of substance. It had no alcohol in it, but it was good. The Greek Film Festival is all week long till July 10th here. Kind of showed this to you here. It was kind of cool. You got to see Los Angeles Greek Film Festival. We were broadcasting live out there on the red carpet. It was a slow red carpet. We didn't get a lot of stars, but we had some fun out there. Did a couple of live things on the Jesse T Show from 5 to 6. But you might want to check it out to June 10th, the Greek Film Festival. If you like all stuff Greek, boy, they got a schedule here. That's just a huge booklet, and we invite you to check that out. That was a lot of fun. A lot of movie stars did show up afterwards, we heard, but we had to get over to the Laugh Factory. And but we did get some of that stuff up, too, for your enjoyment here on Facebook.com/Jesse Terrero. All that's going to be sent over to YouTube, so you can check it out, podcast it, and have some fun with it, okay? So we wanted to say hi and thank you for everybody who has us out there, and it was just a great time. Saying hi to our sponsor real quick, Evoke Lending, everybody. Evoke Lending, direct lenders here, one of the very best hard money lenders in Los Angeles. We invite you to give them a call at 818-805-4400. If you need money, this is the guy to go to, Eddie Money, Evoke Lending. Great rates, and you can get your money in 7 to 10 days real fast. And he'll be happy to help you out. You tell him Jesse T sent you. If he's not available, then leave a message. He'll get back to you. Evoke Lending, one of the very best hard money lenders and direct lenders over the last 25 years here in Los Angeles. I've been in the real estate business for over 40 years. I personally use them. Evoke. Stated income loans, self-employment loans. We don't look for credit checks or tax returns. They don't care about bankruptcies or foreclosures or anything like that. No prepayment options. They have first, second, and third mortgages. They lend to corporations and trusts up to $35 million. So Evoke Lending, the minimum you can borrow there is $50,000. Want you to check out a couple of websites here. Our other sponsor, that's me, Jesse T, sponsoring myself. But check out some of these websites right here. I'll kind of post that up here. Yes, this is old school style. This is big time graphics, the Jesse T way. You know me, I like to get down in the street, get down and dirty, real nitty and gritty, and I kind of do it the old school way. A little new flair with the technology. Check out some of these websites. Hey guys, if you're looking to buy a house or sell a house, or you want some general information about real estate, you got a couple of websites for you here. So let me bounce those by you. www.seller.jessetmrsold.com. That's if you're selling a house. I guarantee that I'll sell it fast and efficient, and if I don't, I'll sell it for free. That's my guarantee. It's me, Jesse T. Also at buy.jessetmrsold.com, buy.jessetmrsold.com. We've got loans as low as 3% down, and we can find you houses under $300,000 here in Los Angeles, and even under $200,000 here in LA County. So I still have that stuff available. Hey, I'm a snoop. You know, I got like a snoop. I got that Yogi Bear nose. You know, I know where the picnic baskets are. Hey, boo-boo, where are the picnic baskets? I know where they're at, man. Let me tell you, I can find them. I can smell those good deals out there. So buy.jessetmrsold.com. A couple of websites here for general real estate information. Just so you know, www.mrsold.jesseterrero, mrsold.com, www.mrsold.jesseterrero, mrsold.com, and also facebook.com/Jesse Terrero Broker, /Jesse Terrero Broker. Saying hi to TJ Stuff, who has us on. Thanks a lot, TJ. Maurice Belvins, Mark Morales, Memdo Kaigo Kashi Nika FMS. I think I got that right. That was a tough one. Vincent Martinez. What you guys do to my mouth, man? You guys twist me all around. Man, you guys are kind of twisting my tongue all around my teeth and my mouth, boy. Some of these names. Why can't you be Bill, Jack, John, Sue, Betty, or Linda, or Boo Boo? Hey, why not? I had to take a little swig of water there, but good to have you along with me, Jesse T, on the Jesse T Show. It is Thursday in Southern California, another beautiful day in the Southland as we're right in the dabs of the heat and the brawn of summer. It's getting hot here. The beaches are looking good. If you're hanging around watching the show from the rest of the country, we have temperatures up in the 3 figures in some places in LA County. Definitely 80 degrees in the valley and such. Just beautiful blue skies. The oceans are looking good. The mountains are looking good. The rivers are flowing and the snows are melting. There is really no snow left, so it's just a beautiful time here in Southern California. It's in paradise, that's for sure. But the only thing that the big problem is that there's just too many people. Stuff it! You see the word stuff it, right? That's my new word. Stuff it. Stuff it. Right. This traffic, stuff it. All the trash and filth and disgusting things in Los Angeles, stuff it. That's right. Anything that bugs me, I'm going to say the word stuff it from now on. Stuff it. That's right. That's my new word. Stuff it. That's why I'm wearing the hat, because I feel like stuffing it today. Hey, we're going to talk about some cool stuff, kind of get around talking about some interesting things here in the news and stuff. So we welcome you to chime in and tune in with us. But before we get going, you know, I'm into this health thing. You guys know that. I run Spartan races. And as you know, I got to get another one of these medals here. I got a couple of these medals here, and I have to get another one. I'm reaching over to show it to you. This was a medal I got this last year, and Spartan medal, Spartan Warrior race. I just love Spartan races. You know, I'm 57 years old, but I got to stay in shape, got to be a mean, lean, fighting green machine, right? And that's a Spartan Warrior race. That's a Spartan sprint race, and I placed 13th in my age bracket last year. I want to place first this year, and so I got to get another one of these. This was for 2017. Aren't those just cool? Are those cool? Spartan races. My son is a professional at this. He's going to Chicago in a week, and he's going to be up in Chicago running. He's on the pro circuit. They asked him because he placed 5th in the world last year in his age bracket. Are those like cool medals? I mean, these are just wickedly cool. Aru, aru, aru. So I've been working hard all year long. I got to get another one of these. I've been working hard all year long, getting ready for 2 races I got coming up. And just kind of, you know, I'm into, well, I had a little sugar today. I got to get, I'm a sugar addict, so, but I've gotten about 90% of the sugar out of my body. Saying hi to Carla Carina. Hey, Carla. And Jean Ambrose, and also Dodie Kent. Hey, Dodie, what you doing? Good to say hi to Mr. Fuzzy. Mr. Fuzzy Wuzzy had a little bear. Mr. Fuzzy Wuzzy had a great stare. Mr. Fuzzy Wuzzy, hey, aren't you there? It's Mr. Fuzzy Wuzzy, the man with great hair. Yeah, baby, making that on the spot. Don't you just like that? The Brown Beauty is on duty. One last thing, a piece of business I want to cover real quick. Hot923thebeat.com. We're going to be starting a brand new show called the Jesse T Show. Yes, the high energy show on Hot923thebeat.com. It's going to be running every Saturday night from 9 to midnight. And on the show, we're going to have some of the very best mixing in Los Angeles from the 80s and the 90s. So I'm really looking forward to that. We're bringing back old school, baby. That's right, the High Energy Show from way back in the day, broadcasting live from the station and the studios of Hot923thebeat.com. That'll be every Saturday night from 9 to midnight. Yours truly will be on live, on the air, and everywhere, broadcasting on Hot923thebeat.com. And we want you to check it out. And boy, I'll tell you, it's a party. It's a Saturday night party mix. And I'm going to play a real quick promo here so you can kind of get a kind of taste of it here. And it's going to be a lot of fun. Eventually, we're going to be out in the clubs in July, but we're starting off kind of slow here in the radio station. bring some of the best DJs to town. A little variety show, some comedy, some cool magic stuff when we get out there live. It's like Girls Gone Wild. It's going to be a good time, guys. We want you to check it out. Watch the show on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and listen to www.hot923thebeat.com. I want to play this for you here. This is a promo that the best promo man in town put together for us. Hopefully I got it right here, so I won't kill you. Here we go. Ready?
It's me, Jesse T, back on the radio with you at Hot923thebeat.com. It's the High Energy Show. Oh yeah, you remember that. Way back. Music from the 80s and 90s. Some funky hip-hop too. A little bit of pop thrown in here in your Saturday night party mix. DJ Hayes, the Hazeleye Brother, and DJ Eddie on the Wheels of Steel. The very best for you on Hot923thebeat.com.
Yeah, so that's what we got going on.
Hot923thebeat.com. It's me, Jesse T, and the High Energy Show every Saturday night right here from 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. It's your Saturday night party mix on the Wheels of Steel. Hayes, the Hazeleye Brother, and DJ Eddie. Also going to be on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube Live. Check it out. The very best on your weekends from Hot923thebeat.com.
So we're going to be busting that show out here every Saturday night on www.hot923thebeat.com, and we want you to check it out and participate, chime in, turn us up. Let's be your party sound for your party every weekend on the Hot923thebeat.com radio station right here, emanating from Los Angeles, California. All right, here we go, man. Wow. California had a big election. Now they've got two people slamming hard at each other already for the governorship here in the state of California. Who are you going to vote for? Well, for those of you who just love the state of California and the way it is right now, you love the crime, you love the filth, you love the hypodermic needles, you love the hepatitis A on the streets, you like the illegals, you like the sanctuary cities, you like the trash in the alleys and piling up, you like the flies and the roaches and the rats, you like the corrupt politicians, you like the traffic, the streets that even on the freeways got potholes in them, you like having almost no police when you need them, you like all that kind of stuff living in Los Angeles, you like the high gas prices, you like the high insurance prices, you like the high housing prices, you like to be driving through this traffic mess all day long, not being able to get anywhere, you like the LAUSD, you like I don't know what, and you're happy with Newsom. Just go ahead and vote for Newsom because he's a guy that's left of Jerry Brown. He's so far left, he makes Jerry Brown look like a clown. Right, Jerry Brown did look like a clown, but let me tell you, Newsom with those pretty green eyes, don't let his good look sway you, ladies. Don't let that good look, man. That he looks like a model from a GQ magazine, right? But he is so far left. He's a guy that left San Francisco with all those hypodermic needles in the streets and in the parks. He's a guy that has backed legalizing marijuana in the state of California, but not legalizing CCW. But yet he's going to have the CHP, if he's the governor, guard him 24 hours a day like the Secret Service. He's going to have all that security. Yeah, that's the movie stars. You know, that's the one thing about the movie stars. They're such hypocrites. You know, they talk about not giving us the right to carry weapons, but yet they have big giant men who like are 6'10", 400 pounds, and they carry concealed weapons, but we can't take care of ourselves, right? Yeah, isn't that funny, the hypocrisy of it all? But nevertheless, if you like the way the state of California has been going, well then the high-speed rail to nowhere, you like that, and when they do it, if they were to ever get it done, it's going to be a high-speed rail for about 3 miles, then it will go low speed, I guarantee you, especially when it comes into the cities. If that moves your bucket, man, then you just keep voting lefty. You keep voting lefty. But if you want some change, you want to try something a little different. You want this corrupt government we have in the state of California to release some of the power. You want to get some of the power back as the people, right? Because we vote for these yahoos, and then they do whatever they damn well please. So if you want something different, vote for John Cox. He's a Republican conservative. At least he's talking what's making this country great again. He's talking what Donald Trump has been doing. He's talking about, bringing business back. We've lost 9,000 businesses here in the last 10 years because of how difficult it is to do business in the state of California, because of the crazy tax structure and all the departments that get their hands out and dip it into your front and back pocket. I mean, guys, if you're going to put your hands in my front pocket, at least jiggle around a little bit. They don't even do that, man. They just rip it in there and rip it out. It's like all these taxes. No wonder businesses has left. Millions of people are leaving California. Why is that? Because it's such a god-awful place to live. Now, I'm not talking about the weather and the beach and the mountains, and I'm not generally talking about the people. I'm just talking about the quality of life here. You got to worry about MS-13 gangs. You got to worry about graffiti. You got to worry about people pooping and peeing in your business, on your sidewalk, out in the open, in your front yard. You got to worry about this vending now, and they legalized it. Can you believe the City Council of Los Angeles legalized illegal vending? That means more cockroaches and silverfish and rats are going to be near your house. It's just unbelievable. There's all this illegal dumping. If you don't like any of that, vote for John Cox. And we're going to get him on the program here. I put a message out to him and a request to have him on the program because we want to find out what John Cox is all about and kind of put him on the seat and see what he has to say about how he is going to fix California, at least get us going down the straight and narrow road of common sense and logic. So that's a big thing that's happening right now here in California, guys. Is the big thing is who's going to be the next governor, and then there's all kinds of other races, but that's the big one I just wanted to address real quickly today, real briefly in that respect, and just let you know you've got to really look at things and ask yourself: is quality of your life better than what it was a few years ago, like 20 years ago, or 30 or 40 or 50 years ago? Is it really better for you or not? I want to touch on this Eagles, and I want to touch on what the NBA players are doing. It's really simple to me. It's a real simple thing. It's not complicated. And I just think the players have it wrong. They just have it wrong. No one says that they can't protest. But look at these guys are making millions and millions and millions of dollars. All they're doing is running up and down the field, playing with a thing called a football or a round thing called a basketball. What gives them the importance that they have anything important to say? Do what you're getting paid to do and do it well and just shut up. Because nobody cares about what you have to say any more than anybody cares about what anybody else has to say. And the thing about these people is that they just don't get it. It's not a matter of protesting. It's not a matter of whether you have the right to protest or not. There are just things in life you just don't do. You just don't do it. You don't yell fire in a theater. You just don't do that. You have the right to do that, but you just don't do that. You just don't walk outside and defecate on a public parking lot at Kmart or Target or in your favorite mall. You just don't do that. And if those of you who don't know what defecate means, that means pooping. You just don't do that. You just don't urinate in public on a tree for everybody to see. You just don't do that. Okay? You just don't do that. In a restaurant, you just don't take your food on your plate, even if it's not good and you don't like it, and throw it across the restaurant at the chef. Okay? You just don't do that. You don't go 80 miles an hour in a 20 mile an hour driving zone. You just don't do that. You don't put down our military. You just don't. They're doing this of their own free will. It's not like China where it's a conscript military where it's like the draft. They're doing this of our own free will. You just don't do that. You just don't let children be human trafficked. You just don't let women get beat up. You just don't do that. Okay? There are certain things in our society that you just don't do. That's not to say that you don't have a right to do some things, but you just don't do that. You don't burn the American flag and step on it. You don't do that. You don't desecrate cemeteries and gravestones. You don't do that. You don't take graffiti, a spray can, and paint on people's garages and walls. You just don't do that. You don't force yourself upon a woman if she says no. You just don't do that. You don't go into a homosexual part of town, into a gay bar, and call everybody a fag. You just don't do that. You don't go into a black part of town and put a KKK hood on top of your head and call everybody a nigger. You just don't do that. You don't walk into a Latin part of town, right, and call everybody wetbacks. You just don't do that. You don't go to court, right, in your swim trunks with your hair not combed, smelling like you haven't taken a shower for a week, and disrespect the courtroom. You just don't do that. Okay? There are just things in life you just don't do. You don't eat with your mouth open. You don't do that. All right? You don't drive and text. You just don't do that. There are things in life that you just don't do. You don't desecrate and disrespect the United States national anthem. You just don't do that. I don't care about the reasons why you're protesting. That is something you don't do. And if you do decide to do that, you suffer the consequences of the rebound effect of liking you. You would be thrown in jail as a traitor. Maybe your whole family would go down. Just because in America you have freedoms doesn't mean you're free to do anything you want to do. Because freedom isn't free. It isn't. Freedom comes with the reality of rules and regulations, ethics and morality, honor and honesty, and honorability. You just understand that when you're born in this country. You don't disrespect the national anthem. You protest another way. You don't do that. Too many people have died. Too many people have given their ultimate sacrifice knowing that that national anthem was important to them. Too many people have paid the ultimate price. You just don't do that. Even though you tell me, oh, it's not tied to that. Well, it is. There's an invisible tie. And it strikes at the core of what makes Americans Americans. In order for a country to be a country, it has to have things that make it special. Why do you think every country has a national anthem? Why do you think every country has a flag? Why do you think every country has some sort of pledge? Why do you think you go to church and you shut your eyes and you pray? In order for something to be, it must have things that make it worthwhile. And so, for you to protest not going to the White House, you just don't do that. You don't do that. And if you do, then you don't set it up and then back out at the last second. What are you? You got no respect. You don't say 80 people are going to show up and then you send 2 people on the mascot. That is a complete disrespect. I take my hat off to the president for canceling that whole affair. And if the NFL people decide that they don't want to come out and play, good riddance to all of them. Let's see how far you last, you friggin' 2-bit, no-time, non-respectful hypocrites. Let's see how far you decide you want to take this, not making your $1 million a year base salary. Maybe your $10 million a year. Basketball players, let's see how long your mortgage payment of your house and your yacht and your Bugatti and Ferrari lasts. See how deep your reserves are before you come begging back for your jobs. You see, they got it all twisted because they're twisted from birth. They've got it twisted. If you're true to what you say, then you don't play basketball and you don't play football. You don't take the white man's money. Because you complain about the white man, the brown man, the Asian man, the non-black man. You don't take his money. And if you're white, you don't take the white man's money. Or the African American black man's money. Or the Asian or the brown man's money. And if you're brown, you don't take the Asian man's money. Or the black man's money or the white man's money. You don't take their money. You don't take anybody's money. Live to your conviction. And don't be a hypocrite. Don't take his money because you're just a slave then. You're nothing any more glorified than what you're trying to argue against. It's like, don't you get it? Then quit the league, whether you're brown, Asian, white, or black. Quit the league and then go protest all you want. But don't take the money. You see, hypocrisy stinks up the joint. The best thing to do is just come out, stand at the national anthem, let people enjoy the game. Let people enjoy the whole experience of standing in the national anthem, maybe with their hats off and their hands across their hearts. And let the crowd who pays your salary, who buys your merchandise, who glorifies your athleticism, let them do that. And be a happy camper. And if you want to go write a dissertation, an essay, a book, you want to start a cause after the season, go for it. And I bet you'll get more people to join your cause than you will this way. Because there are things in life that you just don't do. If you do, stuff it where the sun don't shine. All right, so just had to say my piece about that. Hey, did you know, and I touched on something here, that, and this is interesting. Did you know that China, everybody's all up in arms about China. They're all up in arms about China's big military and China's big army. Yeah, but guys, don't forget one thing. They've never fought a war. It's been thousands of years since China has fought a war. Thousands of years since they engaged their whole military. And their military is drafted, it's conscripted, they're forced. Sure, they might have the fancy gun and the fancy plane and the fancy new Navy ship and the fancy new missile. But when the push comes to shove, there's an old cliche. In war, when you go to battle, you set the plans and the strategy and the tactics. But after the first bullet is fired, everything changes. When a human being is faced with the enemy coming at them, and they have no experience, and their leaders and their leaders have no experience, command and control crumble. China's never fought a war. Don't worry about it. Forget about it. They'll never be greater than this country. Just forget about it. They're never going to do anything to this country because they know they'd get their friggin' Chinese ass handed to them. Because America, when the push comes to shove, the fighting men and women in this country, we never stop. We never quit. We never give up. June 6th, yesterday, is a perfect example of America's fighting spirit. D-Day, the celebration of D-Day, Normandy, the French coastline. We never stopped. We never gave up. We never quit. When one soldier fell off the ladder, another one climbed up the ladder. When one soldier fell off the cliff, another one climbed up the cliff. When one soldier got shot, another one replaced him. We never give up. Thank God for America's experience about being the leader of the world. Thank God we know what it takes, and we have been willing to pay the price for almost 300 years, not just for America, but for the world. This is why you stand at attention for the national anthem. You say your Pledge of Allegiance. You honor the red, white, and blue and the stars and stripes. And you honor our military. And you honor our dead. D-Day, June 6th, yesterday. The invasion of Europe and the fall, the start of the fall of Nazism. And the stoppage of communism. Because had Russia defeated Europe without America being there, Russia, Europe would be all under communist rule since the end of World War II. But we were there. And the Russians dared not mess with America. So D-Day, what a great thing. I posted some stuff up. I gave a great speech on the 40th anniversary of the D-Day invasion. And that's been about 30 years since that. So, but it's pretty amazing how D-Day was. It's just amazing. If you think that our politicians today are just crazy nutcases, and believe me, I do too. Trump is not perfect. I've never said he was. He's got a lot of faults. But then, so did Obama. And so did Carter. And so did LBJ. And so did Nixon. And so did Clinton. And so did the Bushes. You notice I didn't say JFK. But he had problems. He had his issues too, and so did Reagan, because they're human beings. But our politicians have always been goofy guys. All of them. When you start understanding history, nothing that we do is new as human beings on this planet Earth. Nothing. We're just repeating what was done before us, and the only reason why we think it's new is because we're actually just new to the planet right now. It's our time. So everything that is old is being learned as new. That's why the study of history is so important. It gives you an understanding. One of our founding fathers, one of the guys that you probably don't even know, his name was Gouverneur Morris. Okay? And he's one of the founding fathers, signing all the necessary papers. Morris was an interesting guy. He was a wild man of his time. And nobody really knew this until after America kind of broke away a little bit from England, because his crazy sort of behavior continued on and got even more extravagant. But "we the people of the United States" is perhaps the most famous phrase in the Constitution. We the people of the United States. And that was penned by one of the most mysterious and crazy founding fathers, Gouverneur Morris. He was born in Bronx and spent many years in Europe, like Benjamin Franklin. He doesn't top the list of the best of the founding fathers, but he certainly was the wildest of them all. He wasn't a saint, but then neither was Benjamin Franklin. Benjamin Franklin liked a lot of young girls in Europe. That's why he spent a lot of time there. But George Washington, he used to buy teeth from his slaves. It's kind of weird. Benjamin Franklin also, he used to keep a house full of old bones. Okay? But Morris led the craziest life. From having public sex to losing a leg in an adulterous driven accident. Morrison is kind of a fascinating kind of character. The dude liked to do the wild thing and knock the boots out in public, man. Morris didn't marry until he was 57, and during his bachelor years, he had quite a few romantic relations. This guy was like the gigolo of his time. One of which cost him a leg. He was messing around with some married French woman, and Daddy came home, and they had a fight in a duel, and he lost his leg in an accident trying to get away from the guy. So he was quite the gigolo of his time, and he spent a lot of time in France. Late in life, Moore experienced a blockage in his urethra, which gave him trouble urinating. Today, scholars believe he may have been suffering from prostate cancer. The crafty founding father took a do-it-yourself approach to the problem. He attempted to treat the blockage by sticking a piece of whalebone up his urethra. Ah! Whalebone is like a comb. In the process, he caused a great deal of damage and he killed himself. Morris was a crazy kind of guy, man. He was a wild man. So, let me tell you, our founding fathers have always been kind of wacky, strange guys, these politicians. All of them have been like that. None of them have been absolutely perfect. Saying hi to Antonio Snow has us on, Paul Hickman, and Becky Romero. Okay, thanks a lot, and Patty Banner. Appreciate you guys having us on. I like to give you some historical perspective that politicians are just humans, and they fall to human frailty. But good politicians do good things for the country, and bad politicians either don't do anything or they do bad things for the country. And we are a country that rules the planet Earth. All right? So we have to understand that we are just not a country that takes care of ourselves. We take care of everybody, and everybody looks to us for leadership. And we finally, in my opinion, have a leader in the White House who's doing some great things in that respect. And we need to get a leader here in California because over the last 50 or 60 years, the lefty rules have been just unbelievable, detrimental to your pocketbook and mine. And our quality of life is just sort of kind of just falling apart here. I'm so sick and tired of seeing this kind of stuff, out in the middle of the street. I'm so tired of it. I'm tired of seeing all the things that I drive through every single day of the week. And I know that you take care of traffic situations for yourself. So it's really, when you start looking at things, there are so many things that we have to fix, but we really have to get our leadership in shape. And one of the things we have to fix is these disgusting perverts and deviants. And I'm so glad and I wish they would have gave the death penalty to this other SOB. I don't know if you remember the story about Gabriel Fernandez, a cute little handsome 8-year-old boy. He lived up in the Antelope Valley. That's just north of the Burbank area where I'm at today. He lived up in the Antelope Valley. And his father and his mother were captured and thrown in jail about a year and a half ago. And they were the most disgusting people that you could have ever met in your lifetime. I mean, it's a horrendous story. I'm gonna read some of it to you because you got to understand what is going on. A Palmdale mother and her boyfriend were sentenced today in the torture killing of her 8-year-old son. Her 8-year-old son. Moms, could you imagine allowing your boyfriend to torture and kill your 8-year-old boy? And you participated in it? You should see the picture. I posted it up on one of my websites. You should see the picture of this guy and this woman. She is evil. I mean, she just, and he is. I hope he gets his life handed to him in prison, and her too. This little 8-year-old boy was beaten and tortured until his death. It was horrendous. Isario Aguirre, 37, was sentenced to death. Pearl Fernandez, 34, was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. She should have got sentenced to death. The two were convicted on the 2013 fatal beating of Fernandez's son. His son! Her son, Gabriel. Her son! Just ponder that for a second, guys. Judge George G. Lamelli spoke strongly against the pair before the sentencing where it was read, saying their conduct was horrendous, inhumane, and nothing short of evil. No, it was evil, Judge. It was evil. In fact, I'm going to play some of the audio here. I hope you can hear it. I'm going to play some of this. Hopefully it'll kick up and play.
Introducing Jack's new $3.
We got a little commercial going on here. They always got commercials on things that get a lot of views, you know. And I don't know if you've had that plight, but sometimes these commercials drive you insane, don't they? I don't care about that. I really don't. I want to hear the verdict of this guy. So it's just horrendous what happened. Check it out. Here we go.
Privy to this case. I sat through it. I heard the evidence. I was privy to the photographs, coroner's photographs, the extent of the injuries, and what have you. And this almost demands that comment be made about this case. It goes without saying that the conduct was horrendous, inhumane, and nothing short of evil. The repeated beatings, burning, starving, binding, shooting Gabriel with BBs that were embedded in different parts of his body, knocking his teeth out with a bat, locking him in a dark cabinet while he's bound, and starving this poor child. It is unimaginable, the pain that this child probably endured. And from what I heard, Gabriel was a kind, loving individual who just wanted to be loved. And so, you know, you want to say that the conduct was animalistic, but that would be wrong. Because even animals know how to take care of their young, some to an extent that they will sacrifice their own lives in caring for their young. I remember saying years ago, a report on the news that and this at least sent the point home to me about animals, and there was this cat who had given birth to a litter of cats, and the house where the kittens were in was on fire. And that's what I think it made the news, because the fire department was trying to put the fire out, but each time the mother went in to retrieve a kitten, and she would emerge from the house by the scruff, holding the kitten by the scruff, and would manage one by one to bring him or her to safety. And the last time, the house was lost, and the fire department tried to keep this cat from going into the house, but it managed to elude them, went into the house, and they thought, well, she's lost. And I never forgot thinking that she made it out of the house. She had the cat by the scruff, except that she was singed, burning her face. But the thing that really struck me was the cat was not blind. The intensity of the heat burned her eyes, but she never let go of that kitten. And so when you want to say, first instinct is to say, you know what, this is animalistic. No, it's beyond animalistic, because animals know how to take care of their young. You know, I can only wish, I really do, that you both, in the middle of the night, you wake up and you think of the injuries that you subjected this poor young man, this poor 7-year-old, and that it tortures you. I rarely say that. I rarely say that. It'll be a different type of torture because you won't be in pain, physical pain. But I'm not sure that you're capable of doing that. But that's my wish. Moving on to the issue of sentencing, let the court state at this time that it has had the opportunity to review the probation reports prepared by the probation department. I'm holding both up. I don't know if counsel has copies of this, but it did consider it. It did read it. And so, keeping that in mind, I'm going to move to the issue of sentencing with respect to Cynthia Fernandez, and I'll ask counsel for Ms. Fernandez, pro Cynthia Fernandez, if you want to be heard on anything further.
No, Your Honor, we would
All right. Do people wish to be heard on anything further? All right. Does counsel for the defendant waive time for arraignment for judgment and sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. On February 15, 2018, the defendant, pro Cynthia Fernandez, entered a plea to murder in the first degree and further admitted the special circumstance of intentional murder by torture, pursuant to Penal Code Section 190.2, subsection A18. The defendant having waived all appellate and habeas rights as part of the plea agreement. The court ultimately finding that the defendant's plea and waiver of all of her constitutional and statutory rights were made knowingly, willingly, voluntarily, and intelligently, and further that she understood all the consequences of her plea. Moreover, the record reflects that the defendant confirmed that she was intellectually capable of entering and understanding her plea agreement. Accordingly, it is the judgment and sentence of this court that the defendant shall be sentenced to a term of life in prison.
They should kill her.
The possibility of parole for the underlying murder charge, coupled with the special torture special circumstance allegation under Penal Code Section 190.2, subsection A.
Should have got the death penalty.
With respect to Mr. Isario Aguirre, I'll ask counsel, do you waive arraignment for judgment and sentencing?
Yes.
Any legal cause where judgment should not be pronounced?
None other than previously addressed.
All right. It is a judgment and sentence of this court that for the crime of murder in the first degree committed under the special circumstance that the murder was intentional and involved the infliction of torture, defendant Isario Aguirre shall be put to death within the walls of the California State Prison at San Quentin.
Here's the problem with that. 741 people are sitting on death row just like him. We haven't utilized the death penalty in a long time. We got to start offing these sons of a bitches. I went to law school. This is one of the reasons why I could never be an attorney. I would just be putting everybody to death. These scumbag people are so disgusting. They allowed this piece of crap to talk. I'm not going to put her on. You should see how this little boy was hurt. It's unbelievable, and she has a right He has no rights. I hope they kill her in prison. I hope they kill her, and I hope they kill her in the most horrific way. I hope they kill him. And I'm sorry if you got to hear that from me. I mean, this was a 7-year-old boy. He's a little kid, man. And the judge says all he wants to do is be loved. Ha! If there was ever a job in the world, I would be first to take it. I would be a traveling executioner of people like this. Just, I'd go from town to town if there was ever a job like that and this country ever did that again. Just let me be the traveling executioner. Let me think of devious ways to off these varmints. Seven-year-old little boy. Huh. What has our country come to? That we don't defend the rights of our children. These human traffickers, these pedophiles and deviants. What has our country come to? Where we allow women to get beat up. We allow men to get beat up. We allow gangs. What does this country come to? Men, where are you? What, do you got any balls? What happened to men with balls, man? What happened to politicians that had some guts? What happened to moms that used to get out there and do some neighborhood justice? Where we allow this kind of behavior. And it's growing. It's growing. Chicago, thousands of deaths. Black people killing black. What the hell's wrong with you people? And where are the heroes? Where are the dads? Where are the dads? Where are the men that care? Is all you care about is getting laid and having a fast car? And nice clothes and a fancy freaking watch? And a big freaking house? Is that all you care about? Me, myself, and I, you rat bastards? It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable what this country's turning into. We better do something. And you better do something, else you people aren't going to like it 25, 50, 100 years from now. I'll tell you that much. Better do something. It's the Jesse T Show, every Monday through Friday, right here from 5 to 6. The world according to Torero. Now you're straight on the point. And anybody who hurts kids and women, anybody who hurts people, you can stuff it, man. And I hope someday I see that you do that, because I'm going to be the first one to jack you in your face, because I don't care. I've done it. I'm the director against human trafficking here in Los Angeles, the Coalition Against Human Trafficking. I've been on the streets. I've fought these deviant farmers. Better do something. You guys better put your thinking caps on. You better get this society in straight. I'm doing my part. You doing yours? Brown Beauty's off duty. Boom! See ya.